Hello and welcome to the Home Career Portal. This video describes how to operate the internal control unit. The internal control unit is where you store, list and delete access pins. You can also view and delete the event log, set the time and date and change the admin pin. That's just before we get into all of that. This is a display unit that we usually use like a mobile display. It's equipped with a 12 volt battery. Normally you'd power this from a 240 volt wall plug. For people who want to, they can use the battery and connect it to a solar panel via a regulator and they can self-power it that way. This unit's fitted inside an access hatch, being part of our mobile display. If you wanted to put it in an access hatch and operate it inside your portal room, then we'd recommend that you have a lockable hatch. But for the purposes of what we're doing, this one's fine. If you just wanted that hatch in another room, not in your portal room, I guess you wouldn't need the locking mechanism. Okay, to get to admin, we have, well, before we get to the admin menu, we also have the current screen. I might just zoom in so that we can get a better view of what's going on here. That's pretty close. Up above the code screen, there's a little hole just up here. This is a contrast thing for the LCD display. Generally, you won't need to touch it, but sometimes when you first get it, you might find that it's not quite where it needs to be and you can adjust it and that'll make it lighter or darker. Okay, so as far as the admin goes, these units come with a default admin pin. But before we get there, this is the current time, current date, and we're looking at a prompt for a code or tracking number. So that admin code will get us in. So we just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the default admin that will come with the unit when you first purchase it, and we'd recommend you probably change it to something else. It's okay. So before we type that in, we'll put in our numbers. The hash means okay. The clear means the star here is clear. The 1 here is navigate left. And the 3 here is navigate right. Okay, so anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, press OK. Okay, I had the wrong one. I just remembered I did change it earlier. I think I might have made it 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I did. Okay, lucky I remembered it. Okay, from there we have exit admin, and that's the first item in our list. So if we don't want to do anything in our admin and we've just gone in there by mistake, we can just press the OK key and that will exit back to that code entry screen. All right, if we don't want to exit, next item in our list is add codes. So this is where you'd be storing codes for the deliverer to use. So just we might put in, there's a few in here already, so hopefully I won't put one in that's already in there. The system will tell me if there's a duplicate. But anyway, let's just try add codes. So we can go OK to add codes and it'll ask for a code. So let's just go 555446, say, and press OK. Now you can put in more, like 74563, say. They need to be 6 digits, it won't take more. So then if we've finished putting codes in, we can press exit and we come back to that add code screen. So if we don't want to add any more codes, we can move to the right and list the codes that are in there. Press OK to enter the list codes. So this is the first in the system. The A means that it's active. So basically the way that works is if a courier comes and uses code 123789, when he leaves, if he decides to keep the code, that will say A for active. If he closes the door and decides that he doesn't need the code, the system will automatically flag it with an I, which means it's inactive. So any future attempt on an inactive code won't succeed. All right, so anyway, there's a few other codes stored in here. There's the 555666 is the second code, the third one is that, fourth one is that, fifth one is that, sixth one is that. Say if we went back to this one and we didn't need it anymore, it might be flagged as inactive, say. we can just press the clear and it will remove that code. All the other ones will still be there though, so we don't have to worry about those. So you can delete as many as you want, just pressing the clear. So if when we're finished looking at those, we can just press OK to exit. It comes back to that prompt for listing codes. So next in the event is list events. To look at all the events in the system, there are many events. Currently we're up to 473 events, and probably long before it ever gets to there, you should press the clear button, and that will get rid of all of them. So every once in a while, after you've done a review, you should just get rid of them. So just to get back through the system a bit, let's have a look here. So at 4:57 event is a closed thing, and it tells you the time that the door got closed. Whoever closed the door at that time just elected to keep the code. There was a successful attempt at 11:21, and the code used was that. So basically, if you know who was coming to deliver and they used that code, then you know you should keep a record of the codes versus what product that you're getting delivered, and that way you can synchronise when they came. So then we have a door open at 11:21 and a closed at 11:23. The date's not normally stamped on this event until there's a day change. So if it detects that it's on a new day since the last activity, it will store a date at that point in time, but it doesn't store one for every event. It just clogs up the display. So and then we have a close at 11:23. That person kept the code. There was a fail at 11:31, and the code used was that. The success at that time, and the code was that. Then there was an open and a closed and a keep code, and then the date. So there's a new date because I just punched in a new date before, and then there was a fail, and then there's a code, and then we're at the end of the system. So if you're finished looking at that, like I said, you can, and you're happy, you can just press clear and they're all gone. When they all do go, you'll get code list empty. Instead of this thing, instead of being prompted for list events, it will prompt you for, it will tell you that the code list is empty, the event list is empty, I mean. So from here we can set the time and the date. So this is a compulsory thing. If you go in here, you must enter something. So we might just go, it's a 24-hour format. So if we go, say, 13:58, which is in the afternoon, and say it might be the 23rd of October, and it's 2016 at the moment, so that'll be that. So that'll set the new time. So next item in the list is change the admin pin. So I might set it back to what it should have been on its default. So if I press enter, it'll tell me what I currently have, and I might just set it back to its original default. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and press OK, and now that admin pin will be back where it should have been in the first place. So from there we can navigate back to where we go exit admin and just go OK, and we're back to our code entry screen. And that's pretty much it. There's not really much else to know about it. It's a pretty simple system. I hope you enjoy.